Welcome to Nerd Wars, and you guessed it, Nerdrotic's channel is under attack. It was under attack. But we've got an update on that mega viral Twitter thread. Social media investigator, MasteroftheTDS, determines attack on Nerdrotic YouTube channel as part of a coordinated campaign. Because some of us had wondered how the heck it went so viral, like this tiny no-name account. There had to be some botting or something going on, right? Or we just No, we were probably right. So for those who somehow might have missed it, this is the thread from Grayson, Minute Nerd News. Let's see, has 2,400 followers, had like 600 or less followers when this started popping off. Somehow, magically started popping off. Of course, he/him, Free Palestine, everything you would expect. Nerdrotic is a piece of shit that we've allowed to operate amongst us for far too long, a thread. Which coincidentally is exactly how they started off their critical drinker thread. And my homie and current employer, Hypnotic, also just had one of these threads made about him. It's really weird. I'll just sum up each one quickly. He's a grifter and his friends are grifters. I wish I had friends. They sell you outrage and anger, just like I'm doing. And look, there's really good thumbnails. Why did he make good thumbnails? They're just trying to capitalize on an insignificant frustration. Yeah, the Marvels didn't even hit $200 million, buddy. Gary hates everything that's not straight, white, or male. I can't believe he keeps saying these movies are failing. Look how good they're doing. I don't understand the box office at all. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a grifter. He's addicted to racism. You're making it hard for all of us tourists that came in and destroyed nerd culture. Stop harshing our vibes. He's a racist. I'm too afraid of all the replies, so I hid a bunch of them. DJ Cobra, grifting off of the grift, off of the grift. Good work, Jeremy. Penny Johnson, quick question. Explain to me how a guy with 1,000 subs is allowing a guy with 1 million+ subs to operate. Delusional to the point of needing clinical help, correct. I hope you get some. Just admit you're jealous of his success, wit, and good looks, and move on. Team Gary. So how did a Twitter account with only a couple thousand followers post a thread of hateful statements and suddenly blow up into a 5 million view trending topic across the internet? Well, it turns out that a social media analyst and Master of the TDS has discovered this might not have been by chance. Instead, it appears this visibility could have been the result of a coordinated effort to manipulate the way Twitter functions, and it could be just the beginning of a campaign intended to possibly create news stories out of falsely trending posts. After all, posts with no appearance of trending status don't make for great news articles. I mean, oh, what's this? The critical drinker is a piece of shit that we've allowed to operate amongst us for far too long? A thread? Weird. And my homie Hypnotic just got hit with one of these threads too? Weird. Though complicated and difficult to understand, not really, bots can be deployed by shady efforts to mimic the accounts of humans and thus artificially prop up visibility of things you would otherwise never find because they would have almost no attention. A deep dive into the account supporting the original poster at a time when the account was largely unknown gives us a major revelation. Master of the TDS discovered the various users following Minute Nerd News shared a very peculiar similarity. But in order to know what was going on, they first needed to develop what's called a node map. It's basically just a networking map, just shows who follows who reposted the things and stuff like that. At first, Master of the TDS and his partners thought the node map looked normal, and there was no shenanigans at play. That is until they ran another calculation. This time they created a node map of all the accounts following Minute Nerd News, but they limited the accounts to only those which are publicly available. In other words, they removed private accounts. Normally, this wouldn't change the result much, because private accounts are quite rare on the site. Formerly known as Twitter, it's just called Twitter, just call it Twitter. At least if they're actively participating in online discourse. What they found was startling. It turns out that the vast majority of the accounts driving this thread to great public visibility were private accounts. That's kind of weird. That was incredibly unusual. But when they also found that there were 2 very public accounts with vast social media followings that also were in the second node map, you see in this article? It appeared without any doubt to our social media investigators that accounts with tremendous influence were connected to a conspiracy to make this thread as visible as possible. So who were these social media accounts? The 2? The ones who helped push this along with all the private accounts? All the alt accounts? All the bots? Who knows? Well, sadly, we don't get told. But I guarantee they have pronouns in their bios. At this time, the investigators are not yet disclosing what large following accounts seem to have been connected with this behind the scenes. Although the original poster may not have been aware, it seems to Master of the TDS that the visibility of this post was dramatically increased in a way that was never intended to be possible on Elon Musk's platform. It could even represent a first step in a new way of damaging online personalities by artificially sparking topics online from smaller accounts willing to make bombastic statements. The reason the spread of this post seemed artificial is because it seems like it was artificial. And then friend of the show, Price of Reason, made his own thread exposing Minute Nerd News, which has itself almost hit 1 million impressions. So what does Minute Nerd News have to say about the botting? All this being said, I cannot sit here and say that 100% of the post interactions are organic. I can't say 100% of the followers are real. I know some of them follow me specifically to hate on me. This is Twitter, a site with a known bot issue, correct. I'd like to reiterate that I can barely afford rent, let alone purchasing interaction bots for a post on Twitter. Like, is it totally out of the realm of possibility for y'all that just a lot of people do not like Nerdrotic? Are we kidding ourselves? No, it seems likely that these two big followers, they were possibly the ones who paid for the bots, or the whatever sort of artificial interaction, which is what WDW Pro is saying in the article. You let these little accounts do this, and then the bigger ones, they push it. If you decide to go after a big-time YouTuber like Nerdrotic, don't pay for bots to boost your post, or you might just get caught. Master of the TDS's YouTube channel is called Gothic Therapy, and he broke it down. And just to get in the mindset of old Grayson Minute Nerd News, he came back from protected status to say, I heard we was whacking that fucking weirdo Nerdrotic. Let me get my lick in. Okay, he came back from protected to do a death threat. He/him. I can't believe Gary is so hateful. So what do you think? Was this mega viral thread totally organic? Or is there something afoot? Beep, bop, boop. If you agree, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe, please God, the channel is under attack. And please leave a comment about a long thread comment about how much you hate me. Where was I at Jan 6th? Is that a minority voice? Oppress them! And my video out tomorrow will be about Hypnotic's thread, just like Gary's thread. How strange. Thanks for watching, and please follow the algorithm on your way out and support the channel by becoming a YouTube member.